going on. Might be in a volume adjustment that I have to do internally. So today we are discussing connecting to your higher self and your guides, and or guide. You could have one, or you could have two, or you could have several, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So it is going to be a little. I'm not going to be here too long today. But I do want to just check in with you all and see how you are all doing. How's it going this week? Has everybody done their vision boards? Are you putting words on your water? Are you blessing your water? Doing a check in too. Oh, see, she's nosy. She has to explore everything. I think she wants to type, but she decided she wanted to be out here today, so we have her. This is Bay Street. Some of you know her story, some of you don't. But yeah, she found me on the street, and she's been with me now almost, well, about 2.5 years. And I found her on Bay Street, and that's why her name is Bay Street. So we call her Bay or Bay Street, either one. And she's a funny one. I think Spirit sent her here to me. But today we're going to talk about your guides and your higher self. We touched on it. We touched on it briefly, somewhat, when we discussed Neville the other week before. Talk, connecting to your fourth dimensional self, your higher self, and then we again touched on it when we did the I Am discourses this particular week. So on Wednesday. So if you have never joined us here on the Indigo Room, you can join us on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And today, on Sundays, on every Sunday, we're here at 11. And Sundays, we do an open chat and we just, talk about that. So when we were discussing the connecting to your higher self on Wednesday night, some of you said that you wanted me to discuss this on Sunday. So that's why we're doing this today. And nobody's here. I mean, not nobody, but the gang. What I know that Linda already talks to her higher self and connects with her higher self. I do as well. And how I first started that, how I first connected to my higher self. Number one, I didn't even know I had one, right? Because I was raised in a religion, a Christian religion, and we were taught, to pray to the God that's outside of you. Jehovah, pray to Jehovah, and in the name of Jesus Christ, outside of you. That these were beings that existed outside of you, and if you do bad, God will smite you, destroy you. Very vengeful God, supposedly loving, but very vengeful. So all of this connecting to your higher self and knowing that God is within you was considered to be like, following Satan or following demonic spirits and not of God, and being you were ostracized, of course, if you did anything like that, and you were considered evil. And so, and even yoga was considered to be evil when I was growing up. I don't know what what Jehovah's Witnesses think about that now, but it was back then. You couldn't do yoga because that was mind, body, spirit. God forbid that you should connect your mind, your body, and spirit together. Lord have his mercies. Anyway, so not I didn't know I had a higher self, and many people are walking around probably not realizing they have a higher self either, or guides that help them. So I started finding out about my higher self many years ago in early 2000. Maybe I think it was 2001, right after 9/11. And I found a book that I think it was Shakti Gawain, maybe, or uh, The Artist's Way, I believe. Hi, Dominique. Hi, welcome. I believe it was The Artist's Way that initially and introduced me to um, trusting my intuition, even. And I love that book, and it helped me a great deal. And from there, I started finding. I'm going to do a video about some books that you guys might find helpful, especially if you're an artist or if you are new to spirituality and this is all very new to you and this is your beginning stuff. But from there, I said, I was told basically, and my shaman mother later on said, you have guides, you have a higher self, you have help. I was like, really? I didn't know that. And during meditation is where you will meet them, and or you can meet your higher self. And it may seem like it is just your imagination. Hey, Barb, good rising. It may seem like it's just your imagination and that you're making this up in the beginning. And we're going to talk about a meditation that you can do. I will walk you through it. This one I've gotten from Sanaya Roman, and I will walk you through it, and you can do that with me today on the show. Um, However, you can connect to your guides however you see fit. They are real, they do exist, and they are ready, willing, and able to help you, especially your higher self. Your higher self will give you instructions and guidance, and it's your intuition. Sometimes it may be a little still small voice that you hear, and you think that you're hearing voices and you're crazy. I know the first time I actually heard a voice, um, I really did think I was losing my mind. But the voice was so correct in the instruction that it gave that it blew my mind. And I've been hearing, not all through my life, but every once in a while, I'll hear something. I'm going, whoa, what was that? Oh my God. Because I was raised to believe that, demon spirits are on attack, they're attacking you, that I couldn't trust what I heard. But usually, what I heard turned out to be correct. I have well, I'm not going to even say usually, it was always correct. I didn't always follow the guidance that was given, but it was always correct. So I don't want you to be afraid of your higher self. And your higher self will never give you instructions that are detrimental to you or that will hurt you or harm another. Never. Trust me when I say that. There are people that may tell you that, that your higher self will, give you instructions to do whatever to somebody. That's not your higher self. Let me Your higher self always is in accordance with spiritual law, which is love. Bottom line. Everything stems from that. We have all different types of laws and, gravity and all that. But the main one is love. It will always come from a loving place. Now, you may not want to do the thing. They may say, call your mother, and you haven't talked to her in a billion years, like me, and you do, and it's a wonderful conversation. Or you may get a feeling that you need to call a friend, and you find out that that friend is sick or ill or needs your guidance or needs your help. Or it may be that you call a friend and you're looking for a job and you've been doing all these things, and the friend says, you know what? So and so and so and so is hiring, and I have an application for you, or whatever. So, what I'm saying to you is sometimes your higher self, the message that you receive will always be clear, it would always be loving, and it will always be correct. And the steps that you take sometimes will give you they will reveal themselves later on. And it's not always like immediate. So the trust factor is what starts to get developed with you. I remember one time I was riding the subway and I had this strong feeling to get off. Strong. It was like, get off now. And I was on my way to work and I was riding the 7 train from Flushing. And if you are familiar with New York City at all, I was at the last stop and I had to go into Brooklyn. And that's a long train ride. And if you are riding the subway in the morning, the last thing you want to do, especially if you have a seat, is get up out your seat and wait for another train that's now going to be packed. It's the last thing you want to do. But here I was, and I was like, okay, all right, let me get off this train. And I did. I got off. Later on, I took a totally different train, went a totally different route, totally different. Later on, I found out that that particular train got stuck in the subway for like an hour or two. So you don't know what spirit knows. It has a wider view than you do because you're only looking at what's happening right now, what's going on right now. But fourth dimensionally, your higher self living within you, dimensionally, I can never say that word correctly, has a huge view, huge, sees a whole lot of stuff that you can't possibly see or know right now. And so you may want to start giving yourself the benefit of and listening within and following your intuition. And your intuition will definitely give you a hit. You'll get a feeling. Your guides will give you when your guides give you or your higher self gives you an instruction or an idea or a thought. If it doesn't feel good, you'll feel it right here in your solar plexus. And then you'll know that it really wasn't your higher self, or you think it was. That's just you giving yourself an idea. That's the way you can decipher if it's just me making up stuff or if this is actually something that a message that I'm receiving from within, from my higher self. Because usually, if it's you, it'll be based out of fear and your intellect. It'll be something that's, a fearful thought. It will not produce anything. If it's your higher self and your guides, it'll be something that feels good to you. It may not necessarily feel normal to you, it may take you out of your normal, route. Just like when they said get off the train now, it wasn't like a fearful fear that I felt. It was just get off the train now. It was a little urgent, but it wasn't based on fear. And when I did get off the train, I found out that the train later on got stuck in the subway. And I would have been really late, really, really late to work. And I needed to get to work on time, which I wound up doing. So it wasn't like, get off the train now. It wasn't that. It was get off the train now. Just matter of fact. So some of you have said that you have talked. We're going to go over a couple more things, a couple more steps. But some of you have said that you have guides or you talk to your higher self. I know Linda does, right, Linda? I have 11. I started out with one and the group grew. So now I have 11 of them. They call themselves now. I know each one of them by name. I know who they are. As a matter of fact, I've seen them, in my meditation. Sometimes they will show up as a group. Sometimes they will show up just one-on-one. And my higher self, I know who she is. I know her name. And they will tell you their names if you ask. Sometimes could be George. I don't know. But I don't have a George in my group, but um, their names will be revealed to you if you ask them. So, how do you connect to your higher self? Well, you connect. I've found the easiest way for me to connect is through intuition, through my intuition and through my meditation. Um, I can't tell you how many times I have gotten messages directly from them, and they were always on point. For instance, one time my son, Linda says, I have about 5 guides and I have a lot of angel guides. I also have angel guides for specific things. Yeah. Yep. You will find, like my guides are, like you said, some of them are just for specific things. Some of them are just, I have one who is Native American, and he's really big. He's huge. And another one who is, I don't know what what she is, but they are protectors. She's like a warrior fighter. They they are protectors, and they don't let too much. Uh, they protect my home. They protect me. So Linda says I have a computer or software issue. I asked for my computer angels to help. Nice. That's pretty awesome. I don't have computer angels. I'm gonna have to go talk to a couple people because right now my camera is flickering. So I would like to have a camera angel right now come in and stop the flickering. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm doing that. Um, I This is years ago. Thank you. I had my son when he was going to college. He he really wasn't happy. He wasn't happy, and I was stressed out about paying this intuition, and I just I had to pay his intuition, and it was like $600 a month that I had to pay, and that was to me like half of my rent at the time, and it was a lot, but I was doing it, and he just wasn't very happy there at the time. I That's what it seemed like. I don't know, but I we figured it out, and we thought he was doing okay. And so I went into my meditation because I was just feeling strapped at the time, and I called on my guides. At that time, I think I had maybe three of them. And I said, listen, I called on my guides and my higher self. I said, listen, I need to figure out how I'm going to pay this intuition, basically. That was my discussion when I went in for guidance. Where am I getting the money for this intuition? How am I going to do this? Blah, 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 blah. And I left it alone, dropped it off, dropped my question off, and expected an answer shortly. That's the other thing. You also need to expect to receive an answer. Sometimes you will get it immediately in your meditation, and sometimes you won't. Sometimes it'll come later because you're Wicky Wacky. So if you got a whole lot of Wicky Wacky stuff going on here, the message is coming, but you're not necessarily receiving it right away. So I dropped it off. I left it alone, left it with them. I was just, I was still stressed out. Young mom, single mom, raising 2 sons, trying to put one through college, and the other one was still in high school. So I'm thinking, I'm saying, all of a sudden I was sitting by my window and I hear, ask Stephen if he wants to go back because he was home from school and on vacation. And I was like, on Christmas break. And I was like, what? Ask, ask Stephen if he wants to go back to school. And I was like, that is a dumb question. This is what I said out loud. See, we always uh, tend to question spirit. That's just the nature of us. I think anyway. So I said, that is a dumb question. He loves this school. He's been wanting to go to this school forever. He does want to go back. That's a dumb question. I gotta ask him if he wants to go back to school. They gave me the question again. See, I'm a Taurus, so sometimes I could be hard headed. So I had to get the question 3 times. I said, all right. Hey Wanda. I go to my son and I said, Stephen, I said, don't be upset, with me. I just want to ask you, do you want to go back to school? And all of a sudden, this young person, his whole body just was like, it was like a relief for him. Just me asking him that question. And he was just like, no, Ma, I don't. I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. You have no idea what it took to get this young man in this school because it was a big school. It was prestigious, still is, you know. He had the grades and everything, but the money and getting him there and the whole nine, it was just, that's a long story too. And how we got him into the school. I was following intuition in my guides, everything on point. He didn't want to go back. I was like, what? Stunned, in stunnation, which meant I didn't have to deal with this huge bill. We figured it out, we worked it out, and I didn't have to deal with this huge mega payment. But I was looking on how to keep paying the bill, how to keep him in school, and he didn't want to even be there. So sometimes the questions that they give to you or the answers that they give to you, you can't even believe. I was asking them, how am I going to pay this intuition? Where's the money coming from this month? And they said, I heard, ask him if he wants to go back to school. To me, that wasn't a solution. Anyway, he wound up going to school, coming back home. He wound up going to school here in New York City. So sometimes the answer might come in the form of a question that you were not expecting. And Barb said, I usually consider people I love who've left the planet to be my guides, like my sister, husband, and others. Those are not your guides, though. They're not your guides. They might be people that you love that have left the planet, but they are not your guides. They're just friends and family that we love that have left. They love you. They may talk to your guides and help, but they are not your guides. You have real help, totally. Um, so I do want to use a meditation for you in connecting to your higher self. And this will also help you bring your guides. This is from Sanaya Roman's book, Spiritual Growth, which will help you. Maybe you just think it's them. Yeah, your guides are not your friends and family that have left. Just letting you know. They are specific for you and they've been with you prior to these people leaving. That's what I'm saying. They've always been with you. So your guides, friends, family, and loved ones that have left, um, they do their transition and they may maybe send messages through your guides to you, but Um, they're not your guides. They're not the people that they're not the beings that are have been with you since you got here to the planet. Your guides have been with you since you got here to the planet. Your higher self has been with you since you got here to the planet. And they will continue to be with you as you transition and move through and do stuff. It's just that we don't necessarily, nobody's ever told us, that you came down here or that you came to this planet, this realm with a group that helps you. So there is a guide. I mean, there is a meditation in, say hi. I may have to put her in the room. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I think she wants to say something about having guides through. Um, so if you're ready, I can go over the meditation with you, and you can see how you feel afterwards. But this meditation is in Sanaya Roman's book, Spiritual Growth. And it's very useful and very helpful to be able to start connecting to your higher self and to your guides. Um, I used a totally different meditation initially um, when I first connected to mine, but this one is really good too. And the other thing I want to say to you is when you do connect with your guides and your higher self, that you may have some, because you're a light being, you may have some, you know, some energies that are attracted to the light that you are. It's not for you to feel nervous or scared or whatever. But I did have actually um, two beings that uh, actually tried to be my guides, and they didn't jive with me because every time they gave me some instruction, it felt fearful. And I asked them to leave. I said, "Your services, and you can fire your guides, just so you know. You can let them go if because then they're not really who you're supposed to be connected to. But if the energy doesn't feel good to you, then you can ask them to leave because they will never, your true guides will never, ever, 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 ever give you instructions that are harmful or fear based. Ever. Just trust me on that. So if you are um, connecting with an energy that is in an astral plane, that's not your higher self. And a lot of times the people that do transition and do leave the planet, they're they're in the astral plane and they don't really have much more information about stuff than we do here on the physical plane. Just saying. So the purpose of this particular meditation is connecting to your higher self, and you can change it around to see how it feels for you. Again, is from Sanaya Roman's book, The Spiritual Growth. I believe the link is in the description below so that you can check out the book yourself. I don't get anything from it. I just love her and Oren and Deben, and they have a wonderful website. You can check it out. And there's some wonderful meditations there, guided meditations that you can check out and use those as well. To me, they are probably some of the best teachers about your spiritual growth so far. I mean, I love Neville Goddard, but I mean, talking about connecting to your guides and your fourth dimensional self, they are really very powerful. So if you want, I can go over the meditation with you now. If not, you can do it on your own. What do you prefer? You want to try it out first? See what's going on? Sitting there by yourself in your own space while we're all together as a group? Or would you like to just go purchase the book and do it on your own? Put a one in the chat if you say yes, let's do this. Put a two in the chat if you say no, I want to do it by myself. And you can go from there. Okay. Let's see what happens. Hi. Hi. One. One. Okay. We have two ones. There's 6 of you in here. Do it here. Yes, I would love it too. Okay. All righty. Awesome. Okay. So you don't have to close your eyes. You can that's okay, Barb. You don't have to close your eyes. You can keep your eyes open if you like. Whatever feels comfortable to you. I like to close my eyes because it's really easy for me to use my meditation. Do my meditation with my eyes closed. When my eyes are open, I get distracted very easily. I'm like, oh, look at that shiny thing over there. So you want to adjust your posture so that you are comfortable, and place your hands at your sides, or you can place your hands. If you're sitting here now, hopefully you're pretty comfortable, or you can place your hands in your lap. I like to do it with my palms open. They don't give an instruction on how to place your hands, but if you just want your hands to drop down at the sides, you can do that. And imagine that your entire body is relaxing, and you want to start with your toes. I usually like to start with the top, but Sanaya says start with your toes. So you want to relax your toes and bring the feeling of relaxation into your feet, your ankles, and take some deep breaths while you're at it. Clear out your lungs, breathe in deeply. Relax your legs, relax your thighs, breathe in deep. Relax your buttocks area, your lower back. I'm feeling relaxed. Relax your solar plexus and your stomach area. Relax all of your internal organs. Just imagine them being relaxed. I know you can't figure out how to relax them, but just imagine them being relaxed. Relax your chest, your arms, just let the weight of your shoulders just relax, get like a wet noodle. Relax your neck, your head, your face, your jaw. Relax your jaw. Continue to breathe. Relax your forehead. Okay, so I just want you to feel relaxed for like about the next minute. So I just want you to get into that relaxed feeling and breathe. And just feel your energy flowing up and down your spine. How does that feel? Don't bite it. Just think it. Then breathe a full breath into your upper chest and moving your lower diaphragm and abdomen as little as possible. Breathe into your upper chest area several times. And just notice how you feel. And then breathe into your abdomen several times. And then do several breaths into both your upper chest and your abdomen. Abdomen. Okay. Then straighten and lift your upper chest with a deep breath so your spine is more upright. And as you do this, you may notice you want to adjust the back of your head and neck and get the most flexible, upright posture for you. This helps to open your heart center and make it easier to think in higher ways. And just sit there for a moment. Now you're now ready to meet your higher self. Imagine that you are being joined by many high beings who are sitting in a circle around you. Just use your imagination. We don't know what they look like yet, but you have several beings that are in a circle around you. Feel the peace, joy, and love that's all around you because these beings are here to assist you in meeting your higher self. Imagine what that feels like. Now, once you have that established in your imagination, and there may be several beings that are around you, there may be, when I say several, maybe more than two or three, they may be a gaggle of beings that are around you. Just feel that energy, feel that love, feel that peace that is surrounding you right now. Imagine your higher self in the distance, beginning to come toward you. You might picture it as a beautiful, shimmering, radiant light. Greet and welcome your higher self and invite it or her or him to come closer. And then mentally ask your higher self to assist you in making a stronger connection. And just feel the radiance of its love surrounding you and embracing you. And feel the lines of light coming to you from your higher self. And as these lines of light touch you, feel your vibration increase. Your higher self is now merging and becoming one with you. Feel your molecules and atoms merging with it as if you're reclaiming a part of your own energy. Let your higher self merge with you even more until all your energy patterns are taking on the radiance of your higher self. You and your higher self are now one. As your higher self, open your breathing to create a greater flow of energy in your body. Just feel the breath all through your body. Adjust your posture so that you are now sitting as your higher self. As your higher self, adjust your shoulders and chest to reflect your confidence and wisdom. What facial expression do you have as your higher self? Now think of a situation that you want guidance about. As your higher self, you're going to give yourself advice about the situation. Imagine you are a wise teacher and you're still surrounded by those beings that love you. Imagine you are a wise teacher and consultant. What advice would you give yourself on this situation? You may want to speak out loud. I write my answers down as I receive them. As your higher self, do you have any other messages, perhaps about your spiritual growth, your higher purpose, or anything else? Whatever else you want to ask, do that now. I'll give you guys some time. Okay. So whatever messages that you received, you can sit longer with your higher self. When you're ready to do this at home, you can replay this and get the instructions. You can purchase the book with the meditation in it. Um, you want to thank your higher self for becoming one with you and sit as long as you like as your higher self. So this is your higher self state. This is what Sanaya and Oren Deben call your higher self state. And you can go to this state at any time. You can pull in um, that energy, that light, that feeling that you just experienced, if you've experienced it, and ask for guidance and ask for help. Okay, so did anybody um, feel a connection that they never felt before, or it's something different? How do you all feel? I know the first time I did it, I was like, what? Very at peace, Dominique says. Were you able to ask a question or receive any guidance? I don't need to know what it is, though. I don't want to know your business, but do you feel like you reached something, you connected, very peaceful, relaxed, very calm, and my body posture changed? Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Need to spend more time with this. Yeah. Well, it was short. Um, I because we have, a limited amount of time to do this on the show, but you may want to come back and actually listen to that part and do it on your own again and with your um sit with your higher self. And Amira said, I need to practice this daily. Yeah, I find that in my meditation, when I do my meditation every day, connecting to my higher self is definitely confirm one answer you had received earlier this week. Cool. Nice. Hopefully it was something great. But I find that I need to the more you do it, the more you connect to your higher self, the easier it becomes. And even when you're moving throughout your day, you can really go, I'm going into my higher self state and just call in your higher self. And you can move through situations with a lot of peace, a lot of calm, and a lot of ease. It's better to move through situations with peace, calm, and not being bothered. I'm calm, poised, and unbothered because right and then you will always know what to do. Usually, it's when you get like this, I can't figure it out. What am I supposed to do? Where am I going? That the answers that you're getting are usually not the correct answers for you. It's when you get calm, peace, and calm, poised, and unbothered that the true answer comes. Sometimes they will give you the best answer they can, dealing with your vibration at the time. Your higher self will give you the best answer it can give you at the time because you just got so much energy, so wicky wacky that's all they can give you. Just like sit down. All right, okay, I'll sit down. Um, Dominique said, "Is your higher self your soul or a guide?" Your higher self is actually you. Your higher self is actually you living in the um it's you, it's your awareness, which is living fourth dimensionally. So it's actually you, except we think that this is all there is and that we are only three dimensions, but we actually are bigger than we were told. And so your higher self is you. And then you also have guides. So when I connect to my higher self, it's me being at a higher vibration and knowing and understanding things on a different level. And then there are my guides who actually connect with me and my higher self because my higher self can hear them easily because she's huge. She's living fourth dimensionally. But here, everything is compacted down to this skin and bones, right? In our brain and what we think is happening right now, just our world. Fourth dimensionally, you're living fourth dimensionally, which is like my higher self can actually connect to your higher self. And I can receive messages from my higher self that your higher self wants you to know and give it to you if you're not listening or if you're not connected. If that makes sense. I know it seems like kind of wonky, but it's like your higher self is living on a higher level than our third dimension self. It's still you. It's just the bigger you, if that makes sense. There's a bigger you in the universe, Dominique. And your guides assist you, the bigger you, and the smaller you, which is us in the third dimension. Okay. Good, good, good. Amira said, in 1993, I got a message from my guides to apply for a work lottery. And I did and won my job. I have been working at it for 25 years now. I heard them in my right ear. See? I love that story you told me. I'm so glad you put that on the show right now because Amira heard in 1993, she heard of, like sometimes we hear it. You don't want to tell people that you hear a voice because, then they'll lock you up and tell you that you're crazy. But she did. She heard a voice say that she was going to win this particular lottery. And if I'm not mistaken, you got the newspaper delivered to you that day, right? And you don't normally get the newspaper. You weren't getting the delivery of the newspaper delivered to your home, if I'm correct. It was for women only to equalize the workforce. Right. But then you got the newspaper and you weren't right. Okay. So the newspaper was delivered to her house that day. And she doesn't normally get the newspaper. She doesn't pay for it. She doesn't have the newspaper delivered to her house. And she heard this voice say that she was going to win this job, this lottery, because they were trying to put women into these positions and where it was traditionally men, still is. And I think you said you told your husband that you heard the voice, and he was like, "Well, go ahead and apply for it." And she did and got the job. So, like I said, your guides, your higher self will not give you incorrect information. And if you feel like it's incorrect, then sit with it for a little while. Just sit with it and say, hmm, oh no, this doesn't feel like me. Just like I had to sit with when my guides told me that my higher self, I didn't connect to my higher self at the time for that. I connected to my guides and I was like, listen, what, and then I heard, ask him if he wants to go back. So I had to sit with that because it didn't seem like it was a correct question. Because at that time, I thought my son really wanted to go to school. Come to find out, that wasn't the case. He was quite happy to come back home and he went to school in New York City. So everything changed. Everything in my experience, that moment shifted and changed. Didn't have to look for the $600. Didn't My son came home, he was happy. Everybody was happy, you know. So a lot of times we forget that we have help, we have the answers. Now to connect with your guides, you can do the same meditation. You can do the same type of meditation and ask, who are my guides? You can ask them to come in. And you may have to do it a couple times because you may not believe what you're getting, you may not believe what you're hearing, and you may not believe what you're feeling. It's all a matter of belief. But imagine that they will show up. And as soon as I did mine, I went, as soon as I asked, who are my guides? And can you please show yourself? Who are you? They showed up like immediately, the first two. Boom, right in. They've been with me ever since. Boom, right there. Here we are. Well, actually, two of them that started out with me in the beginning actually have left because they said that they were done. They needed to introduce me to the guides that I have now, but they did all the work that they had said they were going to do or promised that they were going to do with me. Like there was nothing else left that they were going to be able to teach me. So they moved on to go do whatever else that I didn't tell them to leave. They left on their own and they said they're going to go do. And they told me when they were leaving, I was so sad. I was so depressed. They were telling me like, don't be sad. Others are coming and they're going to help you much better than we can. And I was like, oh. And sure enough, within like a matter of a day or so, bam, I had newbies. They were new to me. So yeah. So you also have the right to say no to any energy that shows up. You can say no. I don't want to be, you're not welcome here. But I would test them out first. I always do, test them and see how their energy feels, if the answers they give to you make sense or feel good. And if the answers that they give to you, this is your guides, not your higher self, your guides. Um, if the answers feel good or if they feel good. Like I told you, I did have to ask two of them, two other guides to beat it, hit the road. And they really weren't guides, actually. They weren't my guides. They were just beings that were attracted to the light that was emanating from me. And they tried to come in as guides, and it was just like I was like, yeah, no, y'all are not for me. Get to stepping. So just be mindful that you do have the right and you have the ability to tell guides to beat it, or beings that show up and say that they're your guides and they're not. When we did, this is Dominique, when we did the meditation, you said some people surround us. Would those be our guides? Possibly, yes. Yeah. Higher beings. Yep. Absolutely. They're coming. They're coming to help you. So those higher beings. Ah, cool. Dominique says, thank you. I think I recognize one. Awesome. You will feel it. You will definitely feel it. So you may want to, play around with that a little bit in your meditation and start to speak to them and see if you receive any messages. Sometimes you'll get a feeling. Sometimes it'll feel like a block of thought that you will get. And when you do, your beloved Merlin. Awesome. Well, write it down. Write down the information, and see um, if there's any information or anything that you get from that, and check it out. That's it. So I hope that some of this was helpful for you. How did you guys recognize anybody that was standing around you, like Dominique did? Before you came to the planet, i.e., Bay Street. Um, well, Wanda said, I did not. I need to play with it a little more. Okay. Yeah. Just do that. Play with it a little more. Amira, I didn't see anyone today, but I will try again. Barb says, I started to feel something, but when it says cool, Dominique. Yeah, that was cool. Right. Um, yeah, play with it a little bit more. That's what you're gonna do. That's how you get better at it. You need more practice. Absolutely. And it's a short meditation. um, but once you start to connect with your higher self, you will find that it's just easy to just go, I'm connected with my higher self, and your higher self will show up, will like roll right in as soon as you close your eyes and go to meditation. And um you'll start to receive blocks of information, or messages or thought patterns or feelings or ideas um, being given to you that are helpful for you in the reality, in the physical reality that we're living now. And like I said, sometimes it may seem like it's doesn't make sense, but test it out and see. And if it does, great. If it doesn't, okay, you keep it moving and you say to them, listen, I didn't quite understand what you said to me before. Maybe I got it wrong. What did you mean? And they will give you more information. I try not to, as much as I can, do time sensitive stuff. This is something I'm gonna share with you right now. My guides have no sense of time and it annoys the hell out of me. You can be fun with them. I have a guide who's a jokester and he loves to make jokes and he's funny as I don't even know what. It cracks me the hell up. But sometimes you may find yourself arguing with them. I have, because you have free will. You can tell them what, listen, I don't believe you right now. I don't like what you're saying right now. You're not making any sense. I talk to them like I talk to my friends, like I talk to you guys, because they're no better than I am. Some of them have been here in physical and some of them have not. So, sometimes I go, well, you don't even know what it's like to be in physical. What are you talking about? So we have a really cool relationship. I've established a cool relationship with my guides, but sometimes they will. Um, I don't give them time sensitive information. Like I try not to go. Well, what day is this going to happen? Because to them, there's no time like we have this construct of time. So when, they say today, it could be like next week. Today is next week or today is a year from now. I've learned that because that used to drive me insane. And I was like, oh, great, today. No, it doesn't happen today. I'm thinking 24 hours, the 24 hours of the day. And they're on some, extraterrestrial, out there, whatever, fourth dimension day. So I do not give them any, like, I do not ask them for time frames because their time frames are not our time frames. And so I just go with the flow and take the messages and, use them as best I can. Every once in a while, like when I was trying to find the money for my son and they said, go talk to your son. They didn't say, well, you're going to find the money today. They said, go talk to your son and ask him this question. They gave me the question. So, blah, blah, Sheena 69. Hey, everyone, this is a really good friend of mine. I moderate for her and I want to have her on as a guest on the show. Um, she has her own channel, which is amazing. I love her channel and would love for you all to go check it out. She's a lot of fun. She does card readings and tarot readings and I mod for her sometimes, but I haven't been over there lately because I've been hustling. So I got to get back to work. But she does amazing readings. She's a lot of fun. She's down to earth. She cusses like a sailor like me, which is probably why I love her so much. And she has I think, the best tarot channel so far. There's three like, readers, psychic readers that I follow. And she's number one. So welcome, Blah, to the show. I want to have her on as a guest as well. So, yeah, we're gonna have to get her here on with Tuesday nights. So I already told Linda about you, Blah. I already told my sister about you. So yeah, my sister follows you now. But anyway, I was just saying that yeah, your guides. Like Barb says, hey, guides, easy for you to say. Yeah, because sometimes they just be like, they give you information and you go like, well, what am I supposed to do with that? Oh, you should hear me in here sometimes. But they're always right when, when I finally listen and I hunker down. 9 times out of 10, like they said, they're always right. And I'm the one who's wicky wacky, and I'm the one who um, doesn't want to listen or pay attention. So just trust and just keep doing it, keep reaching out to them and asking them for your asking them for their assistance and guidance, and just do that in your meditation. Get in there and connect. It doesn't hurt you to do that. It will enhance your life. I got to tell you that. It will enhance your life. It will enhance how you move around the planet. And sometimes, though, their guidance will just, rub you the wrong way. And you'd be like, oh, I don't want to do that. Especially when they're telling you to love somebody that you really don't want to love. Like you're mad at them or you're angry with them or whatever. Lord, I'd be like, oh my God, why are you telling me this? Why? And, you know, usually it's for me. It's better for me to do that. It's better for me to focus on love. And I know it, and so they're just trying to help. Blah said, after your last live, I'm going to try to sum it up. When you said, if you don't want a guide around, you can dismiss them. I asked my guides to let me know they were around before I went to sleep. They tickled my neck, gave me a sec. YouTube won't let, oh, give me a sec. YouTube won't let me be great and type the whole thing. Okay, YouTube will not be great. Let blah be great, YouTube. Come on now. Help a sister out. Did you meet my bird, blah? She's hiding behind me. So after your last live, I'm gonna try to sum it up. When you said if you don't want to guide around, you can dismiss them. Yes, absolutely. You definitely can dismiss them. And because you don't have to keep them. There's nothing that says that you're binded to these particular guides, you know. They could they could be gone. You could ask them to leave, like I have with the two that I initially got rid of. I went to sleep and my family appeared, but I'm dismissive because my family talks too much. Then they left, but others appeared and I was like, okay, what do you want? My bird Your bird was meditating with us. Head was down, too cute. Yeah, she was meditating. She does get to Cleopatra and Bay Street. Like your animals, some of your animals are very spiritual. They've been with you before too, a lot of them. And Bay Street can, she does when I'm meditating, she will a lot of times just calm down. Cleopatra too. So you got your family out of there. I went to sleep, my family appeared, but I'm dismissive because my family talks too much. So your guides, do you know who your guides are? Blah. Then I don't know what happened in between, but this one spirit and I got into a fight, and then as I had them pinned against the wall, their face turned demonic. I wasn't afraid. That's because some energies show up as um, that's why I said some of these energies that show up are not guides. They're not, and they are attracted to your energy, your light energy, and it's not for you to be afraid of them, but you can tell them to beat it because they're not giving you any kind of good information. So yeah, and This spirit said, took you long enough to figure out who I was, and then I expelled them from my surroundings. I was like, how long have they been with me? Yeah. That's the thing. That's why I test them all. Like they don't just like I don't just like say, okay, I'm gonna keep you as my guide because you came and you showed up. I do test you. Now the 11 that have been with me a long time, but I tested them all. And they're all loving beings. But when I say I tested them, like I'll ask them a question or ask them for certain help or assistance. And if at any point, at any time the messages that I've received from them have in any way wanted to harm me or harm another or felt bad or made me feel bad or whatever, didn't feel good in any way, shape, or form, you're out of there. Get out. Goodbye. Get to stepping. And the two that I did get rid of, they tried to hang in there for a little while. And I was like, nope, you're not doing that. Get out. Then I saged myself, I saged my house, I saged the whole place, cleansed it, blessed it, and I haven't had an issue with them since. That was many years ago. It was a good 5. My favorite number is 5. 5 family members showed, and then 5 random people showed. Well, your family members are not your guides. They're family members that are assisting you in maybe they'll help you in any way, shape, or form. But the other 5 are your guides. Your guides have been here with you, have been with you many times, through many times, many time travels here to the planet. Your family members are just family members that maybe they haven't yet transitioned through the astral plane, but they're not your guides. So, you know, your family members may just be there because they love you and they just don't want to leave yet. And they want to stay, they want to hang around with you um, to protect you or whatever because they know the type of work that you do. They're not your guides. And you are also an indigo block. So you and I need to chat. You and I need to do some chatting on the telephones. That much I do know. That's another reason why I'm very attracted to your channel. It was like a moth to a flame. I'm like, ooh, indigo, indigo, there's an indigo. Yeah, yeah. So I am gonna end this live tonight, right now. And do come back and listen to the replay where I can't remember where I'll put where the meditation started. Linda said that is a good clarification, Sydney, about family versus guides. Yeah, yeah, definitely, because your family is your family, but they're not your guides. They're not the ones that are good. And if we could all get that, we probably would have a lot less Wicky Wacky going on and confusing messages, because sometimes our family who has transitioned into, has transitioned and they're in the astral plane and they're still, hovering around. They want to get their message out. They want to, this is all new to them and they just, like, ooh, I could talk to this one, I could do this, they're remembering stuff, but they are not your guides. Okay? Not. They don't have the information that you need. They didn't, they're not the ones. Trust me when I say that. They are definitely not the people your guides that will help you do the work you came to do, or uh, your spiritual growth that you want to do. They're not able to do that. Now they can cheer you on and root for you and say, oh, we love you, and send you all kinds of beautiful messages and stuff from beyond. Sure, they could do that. But they're not the ones that are going to help you with your spiritual growth. That's not their job. That's not what they came. They got spiritual growth to do. And they shouldn't really be hanging around you right now anyway. But they do, because sometimes, they miss their loved ones, and, they feel in a certain way, and they still want to connect to us here on the earth plane, on the physical plane. But they should be moving on and, doing whatever it is that is next for them in the next um, journey of their transition. So trust that your guides are not your family. That's it. There's something else I was going to say about that, but I guess I don't have to share it. Anyway, we'll be back on Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We are going to be continuing the Resurrection book. And this one, we're going to be talking about assumptions turning into facts. Neville Goddard on Wednesday night. It's possible we may have a guest on Tuesday. I'm not sure. I have to talk to the person. She's here, but I have to talk to her. My sister Susan is going to be starting her blog on the website, on the indigoroom.org website. So do look out for that on Thursday. Linda's blog is still up on the website. So if you have not created your vision board, what are you waiting for? Huh? What? Do you need a Mack truck to hit you in the head? No, just go on over to the indigoroom.org and look at Linda's blog. It's posted, it's right on the front page, and click on the link and get your vision board done. If you would like a coaching session, if you're interested in one-on-one coaching with me, you can click the coaching sessions on the indigoroom.org to reach out to me. You can call me, you can email me, let me know. We had a group session, group coaching yesterday, went well. And hopefully, some of you will will come on in and join us, when we get some new classes up. But in the meantime, if you would like specifically one-on-one coaching, do reach out and let a sister know. We are going to be doing some different group coachings, not just like a short group class, and you'll be able to be a subscriber. You can subscribe to those. That's coming up hopefully this week. The information will be on the website and you can check that out. You just be a subscriber and then you'll be able to join in with the group coaching, or you'll be able to download the videos once they're done, or receive the videos once they're completed. Because we do a recording of the video and it goes up on Zoom. I mean, I keep it, but it's recorded through Zoom. So you can have it for your future reference and go back and look at it. So it's a lot of fun. So if you haven't checked it out, do that. Okay. And I do want to say thank you to, I didn't think I said thank you to Sharon Flavors, who's a donor of the Indigo Room, and Barb Jacobs. I don't think, did I? I'm not sure. I can't remember if I mentioned your name or not. I feel like I did, but I just want to make sure I covered everybody. And also, thank you, Linda. I love you. Thank you for all of your help, as usual. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about the show, you can definitely email me at the Indigo Room 2@gmail.com, and I will get back to you. Remember who you are. Remember that you are source energy right here in a physical body. Remember that you can be, do, and have anything that you desire. And remember, it's not being extraordinary that makes you unique. It's your uniqueness that makes you extraordinary. I love you. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you maybe on Monday. Maybe on Tuesday, maybe on Wednesday. I don't know. We'll see. Bye.